Restart. I was about to giggle.
Yeah. I love it. All right, so Box Office Productions. How does that get started? When did you start? And just give me like checkpoints of what this journey has been for you.
All right, I'm gonna give you the bulleted list real quick because it's kind of a long journey. So Box Office officially started about 6 months ago. It's funny, the way that the name actually came about was extremely organic. I was on set with me and two other of my boys that shoot, Shaka and Dave. We were filming a music video, and instead of saying movie time, Shaka he's like, yo, box office. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, just stop. He kept going, and then it started catching on. I'm like, wait, there's got a ring to it. You know, like, I wonder if there's any production companies that are Box Office Productions. So I went on Instagram, like, Box Office Productions available. I'm like, okay. I went on Squarespace, looked up the domain, boxofficeproductions.com was available. I went on the government website, the LLC was available. I was like, fuck. I got everything like right then and there. So that's how the name came about. But 2 years prior to that, I started off my company just after years of like freelancing. Picked up my first camera when I was 19. Shot a couple music videos and got into weddings and just trying to like see how I can get paid with a camera. I finessed my college school. I went to Bergen Community and I finessed my second camera out of them through a scholarship. I took a digital photography class and one of the requirements was a camera. So I got school grant to pretty much pay for my camera that like ended up helping me build up.
What camera was that?
That was a Nikon D7200.
Whoa.
That was I was doing for like video and photo. That was like my second camera ever. And then I joined an internship program with Nimi Hendrix, which pretty much started like everything in my film career. Like, I was kind of doing it, but I didn't really know what filming was or what it was to be like on a production to get real field experience. So it was kind of just a long accumulation of like freelancing, figuring out like this is what I want to do, and then I wanted to run my own company doing it. So everything just kind of built up to this last year.
Gotcha. So that was a nice like quick run through of it, of like what your past, I guess, 6 years have been. Like, since
19.
when you picked up a camera when you were 19, so 6 years. So let's slow it down a little bit, bring it back to like the first moment of when you grabbed the camera, or why you even thought to get into that.
So kind of basis, one of my good friends is pretty much like a bigger brother, Dylan, or like his artist name is Dickie Metro. I was always hanging out with him from when I was like 14, and he was a little bit older. And he would always be in the studio, he would rap, he'd make music, he would engineer. So I was just always around him being creative. I would draw as a kid, I would, write stories. And then I tried producing once I was around him, but I was like, I don't think this is really my thing. And then fast forward, like I said, I was hanging out with him since I was 14. But it wasn't until 19 I was like, fuck it. Like, he was doing, he built up a small label and he was working with a bunch of different creatives. And I was like, where is my place within this group? Like, what? Like, I don't make music.
Yeah, like, so, I don't want to do the music. I was trying that a little bit. That didn't work. All right, so let me try a different avenue that I could be really part of this.
Exactly. Like, make myself a part of it, be able to give something, provide something, just have value. And I was trying to just explore and figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and I wanted to be creative, but I didn't know how to really express it. So I saved up $400. I was fucking slinging pizzas, delivering.
What's the pizza place? Give them the shout.
Mr. Bruno's. So they were originally Mr. Bruno's, but now they're Tavolino's over in Wallington. Super fire. Go check them out. Some of the best Sicilian you'll ever get.
So you're saying that's 2016 when you're like 19 years old?
No. Yeah. So when I picked up my first camera in 2016, shot my first music video with Dylan around then. And then this, like the first thing I ever actually edited, which was funny, was with my boy Dig, and then Juwan from Black Odyssey, one of our boys. It was funny. It was one of the first videos I ever, like I shot it on my shitty camera, edited it on iMovie. Thought it was the greatest thing ever. It was fucking terrible, but it was cool.
Yeah, I really think that was the first time I saw your name as a videographer.
Yeah.
Because at the time, my cousin Mikey, who's in my band, he's like in the same school with you, same school with Jawan, and I'm kind of seeing that as I'm creating a band with Mikey, and I'm like seeing, all right, who's in this scene? Like, this is like Sea Caucus, you guys are at the Blue Room, you're filming stuff that's like in Bergen County, so like I'm seeing that and saying like, oh man, this guy's pretty cool, like he's starting something that's different, something that's new, that I wasn't tapped into that full like market yet. Like you were tapping into this like music videos and artists.
It was funny because there was like from our area, there's nobody really that was kind of doing anything creative. Like our town grew up in Carlstadt, East Rutherford. You know, like we have a cool like diverse area in Bergen County where we're from, but at the same token, a lot of the people have very, you know, kind of the run-of-the-mill jobs where you're either going into like finance or you're going to some sort of 9-to-5, you're doing construction or you're becoming cop. There was nobody that really was doing anything creative. And like I said, I never knew I wanted to do anything creative until like college days, where I just found myself being around more artistic people, and because I were kind of going down that avenue. So
well, let me stop you right there. Before you were a quote unquote creative, what were you doing like right before you started that? Like, were you working other than pizza? Did you do anything else?
So I was really just getting high and doing stupid shit with my friends. But before that, I mean, I was working construction and electrical with my dad, and that was something that, like, I picked up the camera around the same time I started doing more physical labor work with him, and I realized, no, this isn't what the fuck I want to be doing for the rest of my life. Like, I will shoot myself if I have to get up every single day and go do physical labor or just do anything that I don't want to do. It was cool, it's good stuff to know, and you make a great living with it. But I just realized it really brought out in me like a hatred for anything that I didn't want to do. And it just pushed me into like, yo, if you want to do something that you can have longevity with, like I needed to do something that I know when I'm 40, 50, 60, see my dad bust his ass and, you know, you're in physical pain doing shit like that. I'm like, how can I be happy when I'm old?
Yeah. So you take that, then you get your first camera, you start doing your music videos, you start building up a rep in that Bergen County, Passaic County area. And then what was the next step after that?
After the biggest step in my film career was joining the internship with NIMI and SSMP back in 2018. It was November 2018. Once I joined that was when I really learned what filming was, like what the film industry was, what it was to be your own entrepreneur, your own creative, work with a team of people, be on a real production, understand how to network and brand yourself. That's where I really learned, you know, everything about my career and kind of how to handle it moving forward, and being surrounded by the best in the area and the best in the industry. And then I worked my way through the internship, graduated, and, you know, really was able to find like my core group of people and branch off through that. And I'm still
you guys were like rising stars, like watching it from the outside, seeing you guys post about it, seeing you guys be at these like exclusive events that Nimi was hosting at the time, seeing that you were on these bigger sets and like really pushing you yourself and the team together, that you guys were already curating. You guys curated this like rookie all-star team right off the jump. And I remember seeing that. Like I was already following that and saying, damn, like these guys are having a fun time. They're together. They're learning so much new that they like, and you all were like fresh, boom, and you guys built it quick.
That's the thing. It was,
So that's 3 years ago from now?
yeah, 2018 was when we first started.
3-4 years ago. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
wow.
that like
It
puts
was like
you
a
in
college. To me, that was my college.
Yeah.
Like, I went to school, I dropped out my senior year. It's just so funny.
I love
like,
it.
I was like 30 credits away.
Yeah.
Anyways, but that was my college term, because now I'm at a place where I'm doing it full time. I'm doing it at a high level, but there's still so, like, now I have my solid foundation underneath me, where I feel like I can now jump into just the open world and fucking like fully branch out and really take on these larger jobs that I've always like really dreamed of taking on.
Yeah. So the moment you picked up the camera, what did you think 2022 would be? In 2016, did you, now looking at 2022, does your 19-year-old self say, yeah, this is exactly where I want it to be, a little ahead of where I wanted to be, or I'm a little behind?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely like where I always wanted to be. I'm doing what I love with people that I love, and I'm enjoying every second of it. Yeah, there's some days where it's like you're working your ass off and it's a little bit of pain, but this is exactly what I envisioned my life kind of being, and is now just taking it and scaling it to another level and being able to get and do the jobs that I want to do, that my people around me want to do, and make sure everyone's getting paid what they deserve for all of those jobs. So yeah, and it's funny because I never even thought that I would be, I wanted to go to school to be an architect. I had no inclination of like, yeah, I want to be a fucking film director, or like, I'm going to shoot videos. There was none of that growing up. Like, it just kind of fell into my lap.
Yeah, that's a really good feeling, that it's just like destined for you to do, and like you literally are just creating your whole life. It's like, oh, I want this to happen, and then it happens, which is wild.
Yeah.
So that leads me to my next question, which is, when would you say Box Office Productions is a success?
I think, kind of taking it back to the last question, success for me is when I'm able to create what I want, get paid what I want for it, and have my people around me creating and doing what they want and getting paid what they deserve for it. Because at the end of the day, you know, I love what I do. I'm doing what I want to do now, but the ultimate success is seeing the people around me and myself getting to ultimately create whatever the fuck we want to create, and getting paid top dollar for it. It's like, all right, fuck it, now, like, let's go fuck off for like the next year and a half, and let creativity strike when it wants to, and continue to just be ourselves.
Yeah. So through all of this, you have a 19-year-old you, then you got like 22-year-old you with SSMP.
Yeah.
Fast forward now to like 2021. What is the factory? What is the Loft in your creation of Box Office Productions? Where does it serve itself good, and why did you make that move?
I mean, this was always kind of like an end goal, which came way quicker than I thought it would happen. So this is really an accumulation of like watching Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory, right? Watching Fantasy Factory as a kid and seeing him literally fuck off with his friends in like incredibly dope creative space where he can build and do whatever he wanted. Just, like I said, the ability to create anything that you want to bring into life and put it out there is something that I always wanted to achieve. And, you know, once we started working together and then we got closer, you know, we had very much the same vision of wanting to have a creative space where, one, we can make, you know, income off of it, passive income, but more importantly, just have a space, like a passion space where we can do and build a community and really put ourselves and others in a position to do some cool shit. And then we joined up and we got Nimi. So the three of us were all, you know, as a director and shooting and filming in different spaces, it made sense have my own space, but just cut out the middleman. You know, as a business mind, like as much as I love creating an art, like I love the art of business and being able to just make life easier. I mean, like if I'm doing something that I like, I want to be able to have some sort of stream of income with it. So why go and continue to give other people money when we can just create the space and the community ourselves? So we've been here now it's been a year, going on a year and a half and a couple months. So it's been, I mean, the factory and the loft are like the same as box office to me now, like because they kind of spawned at the same time. All of this is like a transition from like 25 on, and this is only going to grow into bigger things. And this has just been a huge learning curve and experience in itself, but it's been everything that kind of imagined it to be.
So what is the next step, in your opinion, that's going to take you to the level that you said before, where you're being able to create whatever you want with the budgets that you're creating, and your friends and people around you are also going to be able to be in that position, riding the wave with everyone? How do you get there?
Teamwork, like really, that's one of the biggest things that I've learned this year within, you know, kind of entering this phase of my life with trying to build a production company, with us trying to build the factories and the studio spaces. The only way that ultimately going to get to where I want to be, and all of us to get where we want to be, is working as a unit. And there's enough money to go around, but it's putting the people that fit their role in certain places. We all fit a certain role, and allowing people do what they excel at, and kind of, you know, just being able to have communication and transparency where like everyone can do their role in their position, and we're all going to be able to move as a better just engine or unit. So utilizing team, but at the end of the day too, getting in the space where I'm able to create freely and like work on different projects. Like I haven't been in a space where I feel like I've been mentally free to like work on a film or like really do some sort of creative work that I've wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this year is kind of coming to that tipping point where it's like just gotta fucking do the shit.
Let's see your brain like at its full potential, like something that you want completely put together.
Because
like a whole film or a short film.
Exactly. To me, my whole career has been making art for other people. I'm constantly making, whether it's a music video, I'm taking the song that someone else created, and you know, I'm adding my little twist to it, but I'm ultimately bringing their vision to life. And it's the same thing if I'm shooting a commercial, if I'm working for a brand, I'm telling their story and their narrative with my twist to it. And I love doing that, being able to create and innovate and do things of that nature. But ultimately, I haven't had a chance to explore myself as like a true creative. Like I've been able to utilize that to build a platform of where I have the experience and the skills to like know how to fully create, know what I need to do, but I'm looking forward to actually like looking at a blank page and creating something through and through with my own vision.
That's awesome. Now a lot of people say that you look like Johnny Depp meets Youngblood meets Vicky Valancourt.
I love Vicky Valancourt. Mama, she showed
movies that I like them too. It'd be like the Tiger Woods and his daddy. What do you have to say about people that say that you look like a combination of Johnny Depp and Young?
I mean, I can't be mad at that.
No.
We should put up like a picture here and a picture here, and then I'm gonna freeze frame it. And anyone that wants to slide in DMs, you know.
Are you a single man?
Is this my dating profile?
Dating profile.
At it's Viso.
I tricked him into doing this whole interview just to put this on a dating profile. And we're actually going to be doing a dating show right here at the Film Factory Loft.
Come check us out. Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time. I don't know if those are the exact time frames.
Here's your bachelor, Joey Viso.
stupid.
That was good.
All right. So do you have any last words?
Yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. That's it. Peace. It's Disney Channel.